Hello, my name is Eric, and welcome back to another episode of InfoFrag. I'm joined with my friends James and Bobby. We're going to be talking today about our most anticipated video games of 2015.
Yeah, and before we get started, I just want to make a couple corrects to last week's episode. I had said that the order comes out on the 27th. It actually comes out the 20th. And I would expect a review from us sometime in the next few weeks or the next few weeks following the order. So, yeah. So you guys, who wants to start?
Right, let's get into it. My first game that I want to talk about is Dead or Alive 5 Last Round. I'm very excited about this. It's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, PC, and on the PS4 and Xbox One, it's coming out February 17th.
This Tuesday.
This Tuesday. But for PC, it got pushed back to March 30th. Kind of upset about that one since I already pre-ordered it for PC. But life goes on.
I will have it within the next week or so.
You guys have to enlighten me on Dead or Alive because I have absolutely no idea what it is. I have no idea.
Dead or Alive is a fighting game, and it is. I like it a lot more than other fighting games because it's a lot more up-tempo than most fighters. Like, it's very fast. And they have this cool system where it's kind of rock, paper, scissors-y. They have strikes, holds, and grabs. And what you could do is, like, if somebody's attacking you with strikes, you could actually counter any strike with another command if you time it correctly. So, like, you're never locked into combos or crazy things. And if you're fighting against somebody who's trying to counter a lot of your stuff, you can throw them because throws take priority over the holds. Like,
so it's more technical.
Yeah.
Than a
like
normal fighting game.
It's
okay.
It's not just who can memorize and pull off the combo the fastest. It's like I actually have a chance to get out of this.
Anti-button mashing.
Yes. Well, no, it actually can be very button mashing. But
you can still do that.
If somebody's button mashing, you can just grab their arm and break their face.
Okay.
It's nice. Yeah.
Like in real life.
Yes, of course.
So the cool thing about Dead or Alive though is it takes more than just, all right, I'm gonna block a punch or I'm gonna block a kick. You have to memorize, like, if someone's doing a high punch, you have to memorize high grab.
You press down.
So
on the top.
yeah, because there's a mid, there's a high, and there's a low.
you just do the Oompa Loompa dance, and you just dodge all their punches. That was good. That was
There's a mid, a high, and the low.
No, we have to go like, and then you go down. And,
all right, I'm not gonna do
that. So, That's probably about it about Dead or Alive. There's not much to say about it. If you played the old ones, you already know.
Yeah, this is just an HD remake for next gen. It's also coming out on last gen as some kind of patch, but it comes with a bunch of new content. There's a couple new characters, a couple new stages that they're patching in that were in not the original game, but the iterations that came out after the original game. It's all going to be packaged in this one, and it's going to have an HD kind of retexture thing going on, and
so
a bunch of new content.
This is a remake?
It's not a remake. It's like it's like The Last of Us HD. It's like here's the HD version with some new content.
Okay.
But just like The Last of Us, how that had the DLC on top of it. It comes with I think it's 36 characters, I believe, which is awesome.
Some
because
absurd number of costumes, like 300.
Yeah, no, there's
costumes,
a lot.
More stages, a bunch of everything.
Well, you guys are gonna have to show me.
Yeah, we will. We'll probably play some of that. Like I said, we'll play some of that in the next couple weeks.
Definitely.
What are some of your other? What are your things?
Probably the game that I'm looking forward to the most this year, which is no surprise to you guys, is Bloodborne. I'm a huge Dark Souls fan, huge Demon Souls fan. That developer has never put out a game that I've been like, this is terrible. But
so it's the same.
It's the same. Yeah, it's coming from Software. It's the team that made the original Dark Souls. Apparently, the director was working on this game while another team was working on Dark Souls 2, something along the lines of that. But if you haven't seen anything about it yet, it's kind of takes place, we were talking about last week, like that,
it's very gothic,
Victorian Gothic London look, and
you brought that up for the order,
yes.
And I don't know.
I was incorrect.
I was mistaken. Yeah,
but anyway,
this is very gothic.
Anyway, it has a different approach to the Soul style combat, where instead of blocking and waiting for opportunities to attack, you have to be a lot more aggressive in this game. It kind of looks more. I'm not gonna say it looks like Devil May Cry, but it looks like it's going towards that faster pace and, that kind of more tense, dodgy combat. Yeah, you're not going to be blocking as much or waiting as much. You have to be more proactive or else you're going to get overwhelmed. There's apparently way more enemies and in tighter quarters. So I'm super stoked about
Here's the problem that I had with Dark Souls and with most likely Bloodborne when it comes out. I don't like how, and I'll put a video up of this, where when you dodge, it's not like, I'm going to roll and keep going. It's like, whoosh, whoosh.
Oh, you can like shift?
Yeah, you know, it's like...
You don't move your feet.
Yeah,
you palm.
the controls don't feel fluid to me. I'm not used to the style of games, so I don't really play them.
Bloodborne might be more your style, because the reason you probably think that about the Souls games is because they had a much more, like, you were supposed to play those games in a slow, kind of methodical way, where you
think
look,
about everything,
you wait,
and
you dodge at the appropriate times. You're not supposed to be dodging constantly or
moving
constantly. Well, then that's why you should check out Bloodborne, because
I will.
They I feel they're kind of moving in that direction with this one, but it also looks way harder because of that. Like it really does look.
I like that
harder.
fast pace more.
Yeah, so
personally.
you might be more interested in it.
I'll definitely check it out. Bob, what's one of your games?
I'm gonna go for Uncharted 4. I think that's a humongous game, even though it comes out at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer.
Holy crap! We should put like a thing to the gameplay trailer in this because check that out.
We'll link. What was it from?
I think,
or was it Sony's Expo or whatever it was?
Yeah, yep.
We'll link that in the description. It's a nice 15-minute long or so gameplay video.
We'll probably link a few of the gameplay videos.
Yeah, we'll maybe splice some in this video, and it just looks insane. They took the whole cinematic quality to a whole new level. Like
they put it in the gameplay. It's everything. Yeah,
like
you're being choked under a waterfall, and like Drake's like spitting the water. I know I used that reference before, but it blew my mind.
Yeah,
like,
and
I was like,
did you read
holy
about?
crap.
I just got the Game Informer with the articles about Uncharted 4, and they were talking about the new things they added for the mobility. Now you have you have in that video they were showing the rope with like the grappling hook, and that's something that you just use apparently whenever you want to help get around and take out enemies in different ways. Because you remember in the gameplay,
it was kind of in the other ones. Climbing was kind of wonky.
Climbing,
in some parts. I'm sure this will make it much quicker.
But you saw you could use this to actually engage enemies now. Like they had the part where he
rip them towards you. That'd be pretty cool.
I don't
Just Cause.
I don't really think like that. No, the parts where like he grapples on a ledge and swings and kicks a dude and takes his gun as he's kicking him and starts shooting at other guys. Like it just looks very, very cinematic, very cool.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
Like it just transfers between movements so
the only thing
smoothly. It's ridiculous.
About Uncharted 4 that I'm kind of iffy about is it looks like a totally different mood, but I'm sure that'll be that might have just been for the trailer. Yeah,
one part.
So I'm sure the rest of the game they'll probably go back to the whole like upbeat Indiana Jones kind of feel.
I just hope it's as good as the others because like Naughty Dog, they have consistently blown away the odds. Like every single game has been better than the other, and every single game was fantastic. It's like I don't know how they keep doing it. They're ridiculous. But I know that they have had some changes in the past few months or whatever. Like they've lost a lot of people, and I hope that they can keep that standard.
There needs to be a Jack 4. That's all I want.
I haven't played the second one. The second one was really annoying, and I just played that like 2 years ago.
The third one was great, and I got through the second one. Fourth one. All right, so we'll go back to you then.
All right, another one I want to talk about is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. Oh my gosh, this looks unbelievable. It's like, I remember when Battlefield first came out, and they're talking about destructive environments, and they're like, oh man, this is so cool. Like you throw a C4 on this, and it blows up the exact same hole that you did on another building like 5 minutes ago. But in Rainbow Six Siege, there's gunfire going through the walls, and you see like the bullet holes in the walls. You see explosions like blow up. Oh my gosh, it just looks beautiful.
This is another one that I'm really excited about too, because I'm a huge Counter-Strike fan, and every time somebody asks me about this game, I'm like, the best way I can describe it is picture Counter-Strike's tight like tactical combat. And they're doing the same thing with no respawns, and they have like hostages and different objectives like that. But with literally, tactical destruction. Like,
beautiful graphics as well.
You can rip through. I know that the one class with the shotgun, like he's made for ripping through walls, making openings that other people can shoot through. And cool. Seeing things like they plant the breaching charges on the floors to burst through ceilings.
I saw like that one little piece of gameplay. I haven't seen anything else about this. I just saw people planting things on the ground.
Definitely check it out. It looks
so cool.
It looks fantastic. As far as I know, though, so far, we haven't heard anything about single player for this game. It's apparently going to be super multiplayer focused. I don't know if it's multiplayer only, but that is something that obviously we'll we'll find out in the future.
Yeah, that one's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and there's no date yet. All we know is it's coming out in 2015.
Hopefully.
So yeah,
Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back like every other game forever.
Yep, that's
So, yeah.
And I think
that's such a pain.
I don't think I mentioned that Uncharted's on the PlayStation 4, but if you don't know what Uncharted
Uncharted is on PlayStation.
in case you were wondering,
Who knew?
Well,
But anyway, we'll go to my next game. Speaking of Tom Clancy, you know, we also have The Division.
yo, he's making
And,
a bunch of games.
he's good
He is
games.
hard at work.
Even though he's dead.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say, I
even
think
though
he's
He's
dead.
a really hard worker.
No, they're still putting his name on titles, you know, as like an honorary thing.
I don't
since he's
think
died.
he had much part.
He
in
wrote.
He
they're
wrote
they're
them?
all
He actually
based
wrote
off
them?
of books.
Yeah.
'Cause he wrote an entire book series. But anyway, The Division. If you guys aren't familiar with The Division, it's a. This kind of it almost reminds me of Destiny a little bit in that it's a co-op. You can play it by yourself, but it's a co-op heavy open world third-person shooter, and it's kind of class-based, but the classes actually seem kind of different as opposed to how they were in Destiny, where it was like, oh, all these classes are the exact same thing. They look kind of different a little bit.
Yeah.
But then Division, you have different classes that do different things, and you could actually swap out your skill sets on the fly depending on your kind of
Your situation?
your situations that you're put in, and also you can find other groups of players. I guess kind of like how it was in Destiny as well, where other groups of players are going to be instanced into your game. I don't think it's not like an MMO where everyone's just there all the time.
Yeah.
But they can get put into your game, and then you guys can decide, well, like, all right, there's another team there, and I don't know if you have to fight them or if you guys can choose to maybe work together.
I
If you
think
have
I
similar-
think I heard somewhere that you can either work together or try and take over what they have,
try
which
and
is
fight.
cool. You know, it
So,
adds more
yeah,
options to the game.
I'm very excited about that. I really like post-apocalyptic games. I like the settings, so that is something that I'm
What is
very
actually
interested.
What is the setting of
It's
the
it
Division?
takes place in New York.
It's post financial collapse? I believe?
No, it takes place in New York, and it's actually some kind of plague or something.
Oh, a plague?
Some kind of
Okay.
outbreak like kills a lot
Is
of
it a
people.
fungus?
Ebola.
No,
Cordyceps?
it's no.
It's Ebola.
Or at least I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it
Where
was.
Ebola kills 2 people, and you have to fight to survive.
in the United States.
Oh my gosh,
That should be a
sounds
game.
intense.
That'd be a great game.
Yeah, everyone's
Like,
live.
oh, just do what you're normally doing.
It's like The Last of Us, but all of us are here.
Some doctor is dead in
called
like Texas.
We're all still here.
We're fine. We're all still here. All right.
The Division also has no date, as we know. It just
Yeah.
has 2015
This is all
if
up
it
in the
doesn't
air.
get pushed.
So
They haven't shown anything on it too. I really hope it's
since
still coming out.
E3 they haven't, because that was a game they showed something 2 years ago at E3. They had their first
2
their
years
big
ago was the
trailer.
last.
No, and then last
Okay.
year's E3 they showed a new gameplay trailer, but other than that we haven't heard anything. So
Which I think is good because I feel like a lot of games were overhyped, at least in 2014 near the
Yeah.
end of it.
Oh my
like, you remember
gosh.
how much Titanfall was hyped?
remember Destiny?
Destiny was
Oh my
hyped
God, dude.
unbelievably, and it turned out to be...
I didn't play any of those. But I
Destiny-
heard from a lot of people. that-
Destiny is the perfect example of a game getting way too much hype and just
Well,
like
they-
the game was decent, but it was the amount of like the people were looking forward to that game so much and were waiting for it to be this big
well,
magical
Halo has a
thing.
humongous following, so it's not.
yeah,
It's
man,
not.
It's
It's not unexpected
know.
that Destiny wouldn't be
It was
extremely.
it was a grind fest and a
Hyped.
half. Like
Yep.
it was definitely not what I was hoping. I traded it in after 2 weeks.
Man.
No, I played it a
There's
lot
James's
for.
review.
I played it a lot for about 2 weeks. Traded it in, picked up Shadow of Mordor. Much better game.
is very good.
Absolutely fantastic.
I love that game.
Uh,
That's a great game.
totally different than Destiny, but whatever. It's
Shadow of
great.
Mordor 2. Maybe?
That'd be cool.
Ooh, that would be a
that'd
cool
be
I mean, I'm
sweet.
sure that's gonna happen. They alluded to a sequel at the end.
They
I
did.
didn't beat it. But
Spoiler
it told me the
alert.
ending.
Oh well.
There might be a sequel.
Congratulations.
Hey, you never know.
All right, so we'll go back to you then.
I was just on the nets, and
what?
The
I was just
interwebs?
on the nets
Okay.
because I couldn't find another game to talk about.
Oops.
Okay, so I chose Ratchet and Clank. I was just scrolling down and I was like, "Holy crap! Ratchet and Clank is getting a remastering, and that sounds amazing."
Which one?
You've never played?
I have-
don't
well,
know.
I've-
I'm guessing it's.
I've actually...
I don't know.
I've played it over
I
your
don't know.
house.
It's
it-
probably the PlayStation. It's probably
it a
the PlayStation
collection?
3 ones. Yeah.
It's a collection.
Collection,
Okay,
yes.
that's awesome.
So
I
it's
might
probably the
actually
ones
have
for the
to-
PlayStation 3, which you didn't even play.
If it's a collection, I might
So-
have to pick that up. Yeah, the last
They were
one.
all. There's like 5. There's 5 or 6 on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
That's counting. If they have all of them, like counting all the DLC and all the other all the other packs and whatnot. That's gonna be amazing. I love those games.
The last one that
They're
I was
good.
telling you that I played was Deadlocked, which was on PS2, and that was a while ago. But that game was fantastic.
If they have
It was
every
absolutely
single
fantastic.
one, that would be pretty.
I don't think that's gonna happen. But actually, you never know.
$60.
They did that with Metal Gear. Metal Gear had the
They
collection
have
that came out.
12 games.
Yeah, it was literally
Really?
every Metal Gear game that came out so far was on one collection. It came out like last year.
That is what I'm looking forward to. If they have all of them,
That'd be
even though
pretty
as
sweet.
unrealistic as that sounds, I would buy it.
I might buy it.
I'd buy it.
I've never played it. I might buy it.
It's very good.
I wanted to mention Mortal Kombat X. Not that I'm very, very, very excited for it, but I did want to play it just because visually it looks pretty brutal. And I know you said the other games were, but I never played the other games. I think the last one I played was like from the 90s. Like,
Yeah,
it was
no,
forever
as-
ago.
90.
As someone who has played most of the Mortal Kombat games, not all, I mean, there's a couple ones that I missed here and there, but I played 9, which was the last big one, obviously.
have not.
And they kind of reboot. They just called it Mortal Kombat. Like it came out a couple years ago, and they basically rebooted the franchise, and they kind of put it back in the 2D fighter setting.
Yeah.
It used to be in a 3D, like back.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, they used to be 3DS fighters, kind of like Soul Calibur, where you could run basically
Yeah.
wherever you want, or like
Yeah.
Dead or Alive. And now they're back to 2D. Obviously, it looks like a 3D game, but it's on a 2D plane.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean,
get it.
I'm
I
pretty
don't
much
get it.
I'm pretty much past the point. Pretty much past the point of caring about these games because Mortal Kombat and then Injustice and now this, they all look identical.
Yeah,
and
Injustice
even
and-
Injustice was essentially a reskin of Mortal Kombat.
Mortal
Like,
Kombat, yeah.
they played identically, just a couple like little things here and there, and obviously that one wasn't M-rated. But yeah, this one, the only thing that looks different is that it looks like they're kind of amping up the brutality a little bit,
Which is
Not-
why I want to play it.
Not a lot. Like if you played the Mortal Kombat
Yeah.
the reboot, it's not that much.
All right, well, picture
Poco.
picture all you know is that one back from like 98
yeah,
or whenever
yeah.
that came out.
Okay.
When I saw the trailer for X, I was like, ugh!
Yeah.
I was like, that's amazing.
That makes sense.
So, like, I'm not gonna buy it, but it is
Going-
coming out for PS4, PS3, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC. It's coming out April 14th of 2015. Like I said, I'm not really insanely hyped on it. I do want to play it just because. Another one that I don't really care too much on is Devil's Third. It's actually an
I guess Devil's gets to
exclusive.
go twice in a row.
Well,
I guess you could just go twice in a row.
Considering I only have 3, that was my 3.
Keep going.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, what was I saying? Devil's Third, exclusively on Wii U. The only reason I want to play it is made by the same makers of Ninja Gaiden.
Enlighten,
okay.
Which I
Enlighten
really,
me. What is this?
Is it like a third-person action game? Like the
yeah.
same kind of...
The guy looks terrible though. Like I'll show you a picture. He's just this big guy, kind of like The Rock, except
Is it The Rock?
It's not The Rock.
It should be The Rock.
He's covered in tattoos,
Are
but
they tribal?
his it's worse. It's much worse. It's like
What the hell's worse than tribal tattoos?
he got. It's,
Does he have like a
In the-
fairy and a heart on his lower back? It says mom.
He's a tough guy.
No, individually, it's like they're individual pieces, and they're all spaced out perfectly, and
Oh.
they're Chinese symbols.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like I'm sure it says like hope, peace, and it's literally everywhere on him. So it kind of looks lame, but you have a gun and you have a ninja sword, and
That's all you need, right?
that's really all you need for a game to be good.
Oh, the graphics good.
Because if the graphics suck, I'm not gonna play it. I have spent $9,000 on my GTX 30,005.
30,005.
I'm just kidding. I play on PC as well, but it's just funny to make fun of you sometimes. Not you.
No, I know.
Internet. PC
I do
master race.
I do play PC,
Even
but
though
there is no date
we're
on
right
that.
there with you.
There is no date on that, and I'm not crazy excited about it. But all right, you may go.
Okay. This was just announced. I have two things.
All right, go ahead.
All right, two things. This was announced 2-3 weeks ago. They're making. I know neither of you guys have played any of the Fire Emblem series, but they're making a new Fire Emblem on 3DS that's coming out. It's supposedly Q3 of this year.
Is that a Pokemon game?
It is not a Pokemon game.
Because it sounds like a Pokemon game.
It is the only Nintendo series I really care about because it's sort of not beaten to death.
But what
yet.
about Pokemon?
It's like I said, it's sort of not beaten to death yet, and I'm sure everyone's just gonna hate me for saying that, but whatever. But no, it's a tactical RPG. It's turn-based tactical, like on a map.
Okay.
It's got permadeath. If your characters die, they're gone forever, and all the characters are written, and usually like they're usually written very well, where the story arcs are very cool and you usually care a lot about your characters, and a lot of times they'll have conversations with each other and they'll develop stories between each other, and the combat is, you have to think a lot. You know, it's very, very tactical. It's kind of like, you didn't play XCOM either, did you?
No.
Okay, well that is a fantastic game.
sorry.
But it's kind of like XCOM, except instead of guns and aliens, you have like, you know, it's like swords and dragons and all that stuff, and yeah, it's super great.
So it's like medieval?
It's like
or-
fantasy. Yeah, it's like
Like,
fantasy.
would you say like Lord of the Rings, or would you say like Harry Potter?
It's
Pick one. You gotta pick one.
It's
Lord
kinda
of the
like
Rings
a
or Harry
mixture.
Potter? What's closest?
It's kind of a mixture,
Okay.
because you got
Sure.
like, you know, your monster things, you got magic. I don't know. It's
Okay.
But regardless, I love the series. I've been playing them since they came out in America on the Game Boy Advance way back, and the one that came out, Fire Emblem Awakening, the last one out on 3DS, was almost perfect. I had almost no complaints about this game. It was very high rated. I think it has like a 97 on Metacritic. It's absurd. And it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. And it's the same team that's working on this one, same art direction, same everything. So I'm super stoked about that.
Cool.
So
And
was it like Terminator or was it like Mary Poppins?
it was like Mary Poppins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meets
Okay,
Terminator.
yeah. No,
Okay.
no.
No, straight up Mary.
Straight up Mary
Can I
Poppins.
Okay.
fly with an umbrella?
Yes. Nope.
No?
You can't do that.
You got my hopes
I'm
up
sorry.
and then just crushed them.
Okay,
Crushed them.
Also, this is just speculation, but I don't know if you guys saw, a couple days ago,
speculate.
Bethesda announced they are having their own E3 conference this year. So, so that, what most people think, and what I probably think is true as well, is Fallout 4. Absolutely, they're probably going to announce Fallout 4, and
Yep.
I'm betting on it coming out before the end of the year. I feel like they've probably been, you know, producing this game, and they've just been waiting for a good time to announce it. And personally, I feel like they're going to announce it this year and release it this year.
Ooh.
And if it's not Fallout 4, then I'm hoping to God it's Dishonored 2, or we get a new Elder Scrolls. Any of those are fine. But
I heard, didn't the lead designer of the Elder Scrolls passed away? So I thought they weren't going to make another one after
at all.
online. No.
I'm sure they have to.
I know like
their
it made a lot.
That's like everybody
But-
loves Skyrim.
I know.
Everybody loves Elder Scrolls. Oblivion was great too. Marvel was great too.
I've
They're all
I've never
great.
played any
Yeah.
of them.
Y-
But I would,
Really?
I don't.
All right, you need to
You
need
should-
to buy Skyrim.
Wait a second. Is Skyrim for PS4?
Probably. I don't
No,
think so. It's
no,
probably
it's
not.
not.
But
But if there was another one, I'd play it.
regardless.
I mean, I just didn't want to waste 100 hours of my life.
It's
on this
you'll-
game.
more than that.
More than that,
Yeah.
definitely. I think
Yeah.
I have like 400 on
I didn't
the-
waste.
on the
I didn't want to
computer.
waste 101 hours on this game.
But yeah, fingers crossed Fallout 4. So definitely hoping for that.
Cool.
Those two, I'm stoked for both of
Yeah.
those. As well.
Star Wars Battlefront must have. The first two were incredible. I'm sure everyone's got memories from their childhood
Absolutely. No.
about-
Yeah, Bobby just doesn't. Why are you here? You don't play anything. You don't play video games at
Why
all.
are video games?
what is video game. Well, yeah, the second one was unbelievable. Most people who have ever played that have loved the second
It's-
Star Wars
It's
Battlefront.
great.
I saw concept art for this game.
Wow.
I give it the thumbs up. It was.
I saw a guy
fantastic.
draw some with a pencil.
There was an AT-AT or whatever that. There,
Yes.
It was there. He was there.
It was there.
He was there.
And I saw it, and
there
it,
were-
it was drawn.
and-
There were speeders and there were colors.
Was there giant robot
And there were
camels?
No.
there
No.
were speeders,
Nope.
and there were colors.
And it was good concept.
But anyway,
That's
the thing
also.
about Battlefront is I swear to God, Dice is getting they're getting iffy, and if this game is not finished when it comes out, I'm just gonna break my TV in half.
Yep. Yep.
'Cause Battlefield 4 made me almost break my TV in
Broken
half.
Field 4,
Bro, yeah.
as people have
Yes.
called it.
Yeah.
Broken Field.
And at least Battlefield 3 was just beta fail 3. You know, like the game was actually fine, just the beta was busted.
Yeah.
But like Battlefield 4 was just literally
Bad.
like, why would you do this?
like, why would you
I don't
release this?
know. Also,
like
if
Assassin's Creed,
there's
it was.
no third person in Battlefront, which I think there is, I think they said there is, but I think they said it's primarily first person.
Ooh.
But if it's not third person, it'd be really sad too.
Yeah, because the
just
the
for
other two.
nostalgia.
Yep,
you know?
definitely. But that's coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. No date on that either. And the final one I want to talk about, which I think I'm most
wait.
excited about,
My Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. No.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty
12.
17.
Okay, just one
is it
update.
12?
Super
I don't know what
advanced
the hell it
space
is.
warfare.
Spacey, Kevin Spacey
Warfare.
Kevin Spacey. The game is about Kevin Spacey and The Rock, and they just punch each other
In
And
space.
It's in space.
Kevin Spacey in space.
All right, so the game I'm most excited about is Killing
right.
Floor 2.
Is that on consoles?
It's on PS4.
Killing Floor 2. But yeah, Killing Floor 1 is on PC. That is a fantastic game. I've dedicated like 200 hours of my life to this game.
We still play this game.
We still play this game.
And it came out a long time ago.
A very long time ago.
And it started out, it was a Unreal mod? Or was it a Doom mod?
I think it was an
Unreal
mod.
It became its full-fledged game. And for those of you unfamiliar with Killing Floor, which are a lot of people apparently, it was this game developed by Tripwire, and it's basically every game's like horde mode where, waves of things are attacking you, and they're like these genetically modified zombies that they all have different abilities in which to kill you with. And the players, there were, in Killing Floor, 6 classes?
6 or 7, one of the
6 or 7
other
classes, and they all function entirely different, and they all have totally different roles to play, and you rank them up as you play them. But the thing about Killing Floor that that we love is the way it feels. Like the guns in Killing Floor were just the sound design and the way that everything felt like when you shot. It was just fantastic.
It was.
And Killing Floor 2 looks like it's going to be just as good. 23 points of dismemberment. Is that what it is?
Yeah, and it keeps raising.
Yeah,
at first they're like
keep finding more.
At first they're like 12 points of dismemberment.
Yeah,
You're like, dang, and then they're like 19, and you're like, oh my gosh, and now they're at like
23,
58.
24. No, who cares? But yeah, it's literally like you could shoot a dude in the head, and if it hits him, like in the left side of his face, it'll blow off the left side of his face, or like just different, all these different places. Just we'll link some gameplay for that, and just watch it. It literally looks like you're taking a lawnmower and just going over people. It's insane.
That's great. The big thing that I wanted you to know is that it's coming out for PS4 as well as PC.
Knew that.
And
I knew. They announced that a while ago.
I didn't know that until I looked it up today, and which is awesome because Bobby can get it now. You can get it, and I can get it because we all play PS4.
There, I actually have one that I didn't actually put on the list. I'm going to say The Forest.
That's already out.
That was out last year.
On PlayStation. Coming to consoles.
Maybe it won't be busted. It was busted on PC.
No, but I feel like it has so much potential. It looks awesome. It's like Minecraft in real life.
Well, that's like how friggin' DayZ has so much potential.
Gosh,
and maybe when it comes out for real, it'll be good. But right now, it's garbage.
It's such a headache. Oh my gosh.
So that's kind of how
If you've never played DayZ, think about, all right, you get in a game, there's no map, there's no compass. I think you can get a map, but you have to find it, and you never will. And then I join in with my buddy, and I'm like, all right, let's meet up. Takes us 2 hours real time to just meet up with each other. You finally meet up, and you're like, now what?
Yo, I'm going to bed.
No.
Yeah, you're like
I'm going. All right, dude, it's like 2 in the morning. I'm done.
And then, so say you don't go to bed, and you go and you truck off with your friend, and you're like, let's run over here. You run over here, you try and walk in a building, and a zombie glitches through the wall, kills you, and you have to restart, and you're like, I'm done with this game. I never want to play it again.
I was telling you, I love the concept. I love the concept. It's such a cool idea. Even just the parts where you guys are running around and just scavenging for stuff, like that's really cool to me. I like stuff like that. It's just, man, it feels terrible.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
The combat is awful. We were talking about Killing Floor feels great. This is the opposite. The sound design is awful. The guns feel awful. When you shoot things, it's like you're shooting a sack of wheat that just kind of. That's what everything looks like when you shoot it. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Anyway, do you have any other games that you would like to talk about?
Not off the top of my head, no.
In conclusion,
do you have any other games you'd like to talk about?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. All right, so forget everything we just said. All we care about is Call of Duty. And probably whatever broken-ass Assassin's Creed comes out this year. And
there's another one on PC right now.
Who cares?
Assassin's Creed in space.
It's with
where you
The
play
Rock.
as a spaceman.
You stab The Rock and Kevin Spacey.
You might be in it.
I did want to say, we are all on PS4. And I'm perfectly fine giving out my name. My name is NOVRO50, Novro50. If you want to add me, that'd be cool. We can play together. My thing on Steam is also the same, Novro50. If you want to get on, we can play some games together and have a good time.
Yeah, we all play Killzone Shadowfall on PS4. I play Far Cry 4 on PS4. And I think I still have Warframe. I haven't touched it in a really long time. But no, if you want to add me on PS4 or Steam, it is Papa Smurf 139 because I've had it since like 6th grade. So.
And if you want to play with me on PlayStation,
he has the most confused. We'll have to put it here. Don't even attempt to say it.
Here's my name.
It's gonna be right here.
Here it is.
All right.
Don't ask me what it is.
All right. So
Just
next week,
read.
guys, we're gonna do our first show about Magic the Gathering. We're gonna talk about Fate Reforged, the new set that just came out, and we're gonna talk about what cards we like, where we think they will be, just general speculation and how much we like stuff, and maybe we'll talk about if there's any more details about Magic Origins. Have you heard about that yet?
Yep.
Yeah, if there's
We will
anything
talk
else
about
that, we will talk about that. So anything else?
We can just talk
That
about
is it. I'd say thank you for joining us on this episode of InfoFrag, and we will see you next week.
Like, comment, subscribe, call me fat and gay.
Really? Are you kidding me? I have nothing to do tomorrow. I got my shoes tonight.
I have work.
What? You got shoes tonight?
Yeah, I needed shoes.
I'm gonna be playing with my shoes.
Is that what you just said?
I needed shoes, and
I got nothing to do tomorrow. I got shoes
shoes.
tonight.